Hey, this is Glendon with the Monday Morning Pep Talk. The title of this segment, 1,000 Thank Yous. When I was a less evolved person and I would just think all of the wrong things, I would just say stuff about people. Give you an example, and this is something I'm not proud of. Like I would see someone who was maybe not that attractive or something, and they would be nice to me, and mentally I would say something jacked up, like, this F face or whatever. And one day I just realized that wasn't cool because, sure, I was the only one that knew about it, but essentially I was polluting my mental playground with just pretty much fuckery. So I don't know when, it's been years, but I was in Waffle House and there was this little lady, and she's a little odd. I still see her today. She's a little odd, that's fair to say, but she's really super, super sweet as a person. Really sweet as a person. Then one day she was coming over and she was doing a little odd thing, and instead of me saying something stupid or unflattering or unpleasant, mentally I said, this is probably a very sweet woman. That's all I did. And every time I saw her, I said that. Now, strange thing happened. About 6 months later, I was in Waffle House and something was going on. I don't know what happened, but she came up to me because she wasn't even my server. And it was like, the food was a little late, but it wasn't like unreasonably late. The place was crowded. And she came up to me and she said, this is on me. You have a nice day. And took my ticket. I was like, what? I mean, seriously, And what I think is that positive mental transference, because not only with her, I do it with a lot of people. Now understand, you see this channel and I go off on people. That's one thing. If you're like, it's a little scared little bitch, I have no problem calling you out. But what I've learned is everything counts. Every thought, every action, call it chaos theory, it all matters. So you may think that you're doing the right things. You may think that you're saying the right things, but you actually think more than you speak. You do more thinking, more thought processing than anything else. And if your thought stream is polluted with negative thoughts about yourself, other people, your life, the world, it's going to come out. And it's going to come out in a very unproductive, in a very negative manner. Because since I started doing this, my life has become very positive. And another thing with 1,000 thank yous. Learn to say thank you for things even when things are going bad. I know it's hard, but learn to say thank you when things are going bad. Look for great stuff more frequently than you look for jacked up stuff, because it's very easy to become seduced by having a bad day, or say that someone did something to you or someone cut you off in traffic and you just want to go off on that person. I've learned that type of stuff is really not good. And what you want to do, and part of the 1,000 thank yous, is you're actively making a strong thought stream. Now, a lot of people hear me talk about the mental aspects of money, the mental aspects of storage auctions and stuff, but I'm for real, because you have to work hard, have a strategy, execute your plan, also maintain a positive mental environment at all times. It is so easy for it to become polluted, so easy for something to break you down. And one of the ways is to start saying thank you. Like, if this is going to sound strange to some of you, like, I like women, if you hadn't guessed anything. And when I'm going out, sometimes I'm just sitting there like, wow, thanks, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, like 30 times, because there are just all these fine women around. And it's not like I'm going to do anything with them. I'm not even going to talk to them. It's just like, I like looking at them straight up. And I noticed as I worked harder with making that a more consistent thing, the better my life got in all aspects. People started doing stuff for me. Whenever I need someone to do something, they're like just showing up. It's just like, bam, there they are. It's like, okay, I need this. And it's just the strangest ways that they just enter my life. It's a total trip. But I keep that positive thought stream going on. Now, don't get it twisted. Like on my other channel, Mr. Glendon Cameron, when I talk about dating and stuff, the vast majority of that stuff is history. And it's comedy to me. But, as of today, the women that are in my life are usually quite positive, usually very wonderful, very nice people. And that has happened because I've worked on myself and I've made myself a better person. What you think about is what you become. If you think about crap, if you think about misery, if you think your life sucks, that's what's going to happen. Is this an overnight process? Of course not. It took me years to get to this point because, there's some backsliding. I'll give you an example. There was this exercise I learned at a sales seminar. And the guy was like, before you go out and talk to people, you do a mental rehearsal of what you're doing. One of his exercises was he would, he couldn't swim. It's like funny, but he would do it. He would do this diving board thing. He'd climb up to the top tier of the diving board and do perfect flips and executions, and the judges would give him 10, right? And he did this in his mind. Now, I was doing this, right? And this was years ago. I was screwing up in my mind. That's how negative I was. I was actually screwing up this mental exercise in my mind. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. And it took me weeks to iron it out where I was like doing it. And I had to actually slow it down, do everything, then speed it up. And then I got it and I started nailing it. And what this does is it puts success in your essence when you meet prospects. Because you have to be on when you're doing a sales call. You don't know what your prospect has went through that day. Nor should you really care. Your goal is your company is trying to meet this prospect's needs. And by caring too much, you actually may cause more problems than you should, because your goal is there to solve that problem, not all of their problems. I'm not saying don't have any empathy for the person, but be on point. And I learned how to do these exercises and the mental rehearsal, and it's just amazing how it matriculated on the outside, because once you get your mental playground together, your physical reality is going to match. So essentially, if your life sucks, if you have a bunch of bad relationships, you don't have really good friends, it all starts with you. Pretty harsh, I know, but it all starts with you. And the good thing about that, and yes, there's a good thing about that, is you can start turning it around today. 1,000 thank yous. Make it a goal to say thank you 1,000 times this week. Because what you're going to do is start overriding and pushing out all that negative crap. You got to, because the thing is, your mind and your subconscious mind, and here's a book for you. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph E. Murray. You can get it. It's not that expensive. You can get it on Amazon. It's everywhere. And essentially, something what Earl Nightingale talked about. What you think about is what you become. So you really need to put in some wonderful thought processes to replace the negativity, because life's just going to throw you negative stuff all the time. It's just going to come. And you really have to be on guard with that. So that's just one of the hints, and that's just one of the things that helped me be successful. Hopefully it helps you out. All right, this is Glendon, and this is the Monday Morning Pep Talk.